this is Anna D with Anna D Scratch and Crafts. This is part 3 to show you how I went from part 1 and 2 to get to these final objects. So join me on our journey. Next part on the little baby dragon, he's glued together, looking cute. Thing is, I need to get him in the egg and pour it. Well, if I just put him in, you can see what happens. Falls to the bottom, he lays over. I don't want him laying over. He's supposed to sit in the egg. That means in the center of the egg. A little hard to do. I could pour and hold my fingers like this for 24 hours. Or I could pour a little bit at the bottom and then glue him in. But since I'll be gluing only a tiny bit of the horn, he'll probably fall over anyway. So what do? Okay, took some thread, kind of 4-ply because I don't want it breaking on me. Run it through. He hangs now. So the other thing I need after the thread is some tape. So I've got the thread in the right place and hanging. I'll put him in the bowl. Doesn't really matter where he goes, because all I'm going to do at this moment is tape this one side down. That way. And then a little cross, because I don't want it moving once I get him going. He is heavy. All right, put him back, thread back in its place where it needs to be. And now, using the other half, get him set. I don't want him too low. I don't want him too high. I want him just in, kind of centered from top to bottom, centered from right to left. Kind of hard to do looking through the camera. But that looks like he's about where I want him to be. And I should have already had this pulled off. Tape down. And this time I'm going to take a long piece and go all the way around. To keep that thread in place. Because remember, it's got to hold for at least 24 hours. When I go to pour, I'm not going to pour it all the way up to the top. That will lock the thread in the egg. I don't want the thread in the egg. I'm only going to pour it up half to maybe a little bit more. I'll let that set up so I can cut the thread, pull it out, and finish the pour up. They don't give you instructions when they send you the mold, so I had to sit and figure out the way I wanted to do this. But this will work. I've done this on other projects before. Next step, pouring in. So, like I said, I do not need this fully poured. Just about halfway. That will do. Once that sets, like I said, I'll cut the strings and we'll be off. Set that to the side. Pink glitter, just a tad. Same colors I've been using on the others. I forgot the silver in the center. I'll make it a little bit different. So I'll put center on this side. I have kind of a sandwich on the colors. The center won't have any silver, but the two edges will. And a quick mix. Okay, as I said before, we didn't get these soaked. So the first thing I'm going to do is pour gently into the roses that did not get fully soaked. Give it time for those air bubbles to get up and out. And let's finish pouring to the top. Now the roses on this one got soaked, so I don't need to worry as much on them. And I have a little bit left. So the usual. I don't know if I'm on camera with these. Picked up a bunch of smiley faces. They're tiny, but they're cute. Toothpick to set them in. Had leftover, so always with the leftover. Don't waste it. I'm pouring some more scratchers. Now the hearts want to float, so these aren't fully filled. They are just partially filled where I can stick the hearts down in place. And when this is set, so it'll be an additional pour, I'll finish filling them up. Like I said, don't waste. And I will have a little left over probably on my next pour. And that little bit of pink glitter goes with the hearts. This is hardened. So, where's my scissors? There they are. Time to get rid of the thread. So it's simple enough. Just simply cut, comes out, done. Don't even need to pull it off the ends. Let me get my gloves back on. I'll fast forward through this. And all we need to do now is fill up the rest of the egg. Pour it slow. Again, we don't want to create any more bubbles than necessary. Top of the egg. Any bubbles? Not seeing any. And set it aside to finish its cure. Once it's cured, we'll take it out and let you see what it looks like. Time to show you the finished pieces. I'm going to start, and if it's a little shaky because this is handheld, with the crystal-like items. The diamond, the octagon, and had a little extra, so I did a circle. And these are the other little crystal shapes. These are all finished, but I'm not done with them. They will go into another project later on, but for right now, that resin portion is done. I think I showed you the baby little dragons here before, but these are also not totally finished. Resin done, but I need to hand paint them. You can sort of, if I move them around, see some of the definition. But it'll pop out once I get them all painted different colors so you can see all those features. I'm going to show you this one as well. If you move it around, like I said, you can pick out some of the features. But once I get the face painted different than the egg, you'll see it. You saw me pour the diamond art gems into the dragon. Here he is put together, and he turned out very, very nicely. I like the way those gems look. So much so that I went in and took a lot of the extras, mixed them all together. I will be putting these in resin, and the resin mixed into other molds. You'll see that in another project in another video. We'll move on to the scratchers. Came out nicely. These are the 3 different types. Lovely little red heart. Like I says, that little bit of glitter helps to make the hearts pop a bit, since the hearts themselves are glittery. And the smiley face. He turned out so cute. What I like about him is he smiles on both sides. There is no front back on that one. Did have 2 of them. Even though I checked them several times, they did want to move. So a little off-centered. 1 pink, 1 red. Still pretty, just a little to the side. Now let's move on to the finished baby dragon that sits inside the egg, or the embryo, whichever way you want to look at it. Now when I bought the kit, I bought it with the light. You can get the molds without the light, but I wanted the light with it. And you can see it does make it sparkle while sitting on the light. If I take it off, you can see more of the definition of the little baby dragon inside the egg. Now he is sitting so that he is in the center, but I'd like to position him more so he sits more this way than this way. So when I go to do the diamond art gems, I'll play around with the thread and see if I can manipulate the way he sits inside the mold. Put him back. And the candlesticks, the ones with all the roses in it. And they also turned out very, very nice. The glitter, the roses peeking through. Get my hand out of the way. It's the small one. And I thank you, Rachel, so much. I do love these candlestick molds. They're so pretty. Now this does have, as you see as I turn it, a bit of the greenery stuck out. I will trim that down because it is sharp. I don't want anyone hurting themselves on it. Just as I'll trim up the edges a little bit. I just demolded these this morning. And I've got little, what they call tea candles that'll fit in here. They're sitting around somewhere upstairs. I need to go get them. But with a little trimming, those are done and ready. So you finally seen the end product of what I was working on. So wherever you're at, have a good day, good night, and I'll see you in the next video. And real quick for the commercial, please give me that like button. That lets YouTube know that you like watching my videos, and they will show them to other people. If you really like, go ahead and subscribe. And if you subscribe, hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when my next video does come up. So, till later. Bye. And if you enjoyed my video, please press the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And the notification bell so you know when my next video is out. Thank you.